All right, we should be streaming or somewhat live. Let us check. I got the wrong thing up. There we go. Cougar Wink is there. And we're going to check the back
Yes,
end.
you're live.
All
I think you're
right.
still talking about. I think you just gotta adjust the title.
Yeah, the title, as usual, needs to be adjusted. Hope everyone is having an amazing day out there. It is Wednesday. Hump Day has
Yes,
arrived. And we're going to
we
change
are at
up.
the hump day. That's for sure.
Let's change that title because we're covering. We got new APs today, Retired Guy Jay. We got small APs for the ladies or for
I
the
was gonna
gentlemen
say,
with the
don't
smaller
don't
wrist.
just make it seem like only ladies wear smaller
Well,
APs.
I don't make it seem like that, but everybody's like, if it's a small watch, you're trying to get the ladies, so there's a lot of that that goes around. Let me tell the people on Instagram that we are live and we can get the show going. How's your day going?
And another day in paradise, as they say, man. How about you? How's the day going for you?
Same man, another day in paradise. Talking watches, looking for some watches for some folks. I'm hunting a Breitling for somebody.
A little bit of everything, right?
A little bit of everything. That is for sure.
Never ending.
It is, in the business of time, time is fleeting and it is coming, So it's it's a chase that never ends. All right. So now the people on Instagram link
They're aware. They've been notified.
watch here. Bam, bam, bam. Live now.
People don't know the dedication it takes to, get everything up and running sometimes.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And all right, beautiful. The people on Instagram know we are here, and the YouTube people who are here for. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I think all systems are go. Oh, we got a
Oh,
full
Julius Seafood,
room.
Vimal. I don't know why I didn't see
Come
anybody.
on, Jay. You gotta say
No,
hello when the
I
neighbors are
didn't.
popping in.
It's weird. I'm on a delay, I guess. Brian, the Pipe, Lucha Betic Underground. Good afternoon. Oh, Pittsburgh. Let's go,
Oh,
Steeler Nation, baby.
a fellow Yinza. A
Well,
fellow
we
Yinza.
can't assume that he's a Yenzer. He might be an Eagle fan. It
All right,
does.
that's you. Go birds, fly, Eagles fly, all the way. Anyways, don't get me started up. Shout out producer Ramal, Julius Caesar, Brian the Peep, the
I
Pipe,
think it's a pipe.
Lunchabetic. Yeah, I know I'm just messing with Brian. Lunchabetic Underground. Hope everybody is well. Remember, if you need truly independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com where you can see all my services. But producer Vimal wants us to talk about AP, so I shall give Vimal what he wants. Give the people what they want. So we got a new. So the funniest part about this is a couple of days there was a rumor from Miss Tweed that Ilaria Resta would be leaving AP. I did the stream with OC. On this stream, OC said during the end of it, he said he had confirmation that all of a sudden you're gonna see a bunch of new releases to be muzzle fire for that rumor that was then quashed and everything. And lo and behold, it is not even Friday. We have new AP releases. Brian the Pipe says it's Senor El Pipe to you. That's right. I love it. What's going on, Tan? Oh, I love Brian. So
Hey,
we have some
Tan.
new AP releases, and of course, they're in 38 millimeters. So Vimal is very, very happy. We got rose gold, we got steel, and then you also got a olive code 1159. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. And you also got this olive code 1159, which I think is very, very interesting. But just to poke fun with you, when you go on the AP side, it is very femme. They did not make this for producer Vimal. What's going on,
Wait, is
Gerard?
that Oh, I thought that was Sweeney. I thought they had gotten Sydney. I was like, damn, bro, did they break and get Sydney?
She also looks kind of like Regina Hall as well. So I was like, in the video, it looks a little bit like It looks a little bit like Regina
Oh
Hall.
yeah, no, no, I'm sorry. So I was looking through I'm on the delay, and I didn't see her on the big screen. In the big screen, definitely see Regina Hall for sure. What's going on, Daraj? What's going on, SE? Brian the Pipe says the new AP releases today means that it's guaranteed to be back for service by Christmas.
For sure, for sure. They're pushing these out just because
Wait, is it not
they.
Regina Hall?
No, it's not. It's somebody who looks
What?
very like. It's like in a
She does
certain
look
light.
younger. She does look younger than
Yeah.
Regina Hall, but damn, she really
It,
looks like Regina Hall
it,
bad.
yeah, like a Regina Hall cousin or something
Yeah.
like that.
There's a new Rolex book, is what SC said. I don't know if he's trolling me.
Oh no, there's a new Rolex book. So Nicholas Fuchs made the Submariner book last year, and then they're doing a Datejust book, which is releasing. And the Submariner book looked really good. I wish I should have snagged one when I was at David SW. There's a bunch. I should have snagged one. Darn, I'm gonna get one for the library. But the Datejust one looks really good as well. And Mr. Fuchs is an amazing writer, so I'm excited to get some excerpts of this. But this is a new 38 of that. Excuse me. This is a new 38 millimeter Audemars Piguet Royal Oak
Vimal
perpetual.
says AP Royal Oaks used to be 38 not too long ago. With Ozempic, we are now going back to the regular size.
He's funny. Oh man, so
How
they
do we
did it.
know it's not Wegovy, bro? It's kind of crazy that you went
It's some
straight to
type of
Ozempic.
GPL1 or whatever they call it.
GPL, yeah, GPL, whatever the hell they call that stuff.
Oh man, Julius he just said he's gonna pick up the new They Just book when it hits Amazon. I think I will too. I wonder if I could get a Fuchs signed edition. Where can I find Mr. Fuchs? I hope we get the Daytona next year. I hope so too. I think it'll be good. What I like about the Submariner book is they gave, and let's just really skip to it really quickly. What I like about the Submariner book is they gave actual production numbers for Submariners, and I think that was so important. It's important to have real factual information that's verified by the brands themselves, and I think it's good. It's good coffee book. It's good real reading if you're a watch guy, and it's good important information that should be encapsulated or put in book form so it can be stamped in time. Shout out Mr. Blackwell. Thank you for joining. Oh, we got 14 people already. See, this is what happens when the Instagram crowd is up. I love it. I love it. Thank you all. Make sure you do me a favor, upvote, like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. So this is the new first authorized history of the Oyster Perpetual Datejust. It will be arriving this style. Very nice book cover, by the way.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I think this will be a good one.
How many pages do we think?
Oh, I don't know. A couple hundred pages, but good pictures. The one thing about these books is really good pictures, really good information. So it's good reading, but it's also good to pick up when you're having a little bit of a rough day. You just want to disappear in the watches. Having a few good watch books around. I have the Divitoon, I have a Rare Watches, I have the F. Jorn book, I have a little mini library in my chaos over there, and it's nice just once in a while to poke around. So very very excited about this. Well, let's get back to the APs. That is what we are here for. So not only did we get a Royal Oak 38 millimeter perpetual calendar, rose gold and steel. Which one are you gonna get, Vimal? We also got, keep going down. We also got a nice little Cody 1159 rose gold with a beautiful, I don't know what color, like not a sky blue, almost a sky blue. I keep saying taupe, but I think taupe is not blue at all. What color are they gonna say? A light blue dial. All right, much
Yeah.
more creative than me. And then the one that I really like for ladies, a 37 millimeter Royal Oak offshore, has an update with a beautiful. Actually, I've seen this watch before. Have I seen this watch before? I think I saw this watch at an exhibition. Maybe there's a different variation of this watch. So we got a new 37 millimeter offshore as well. And then we also got a couple stone dial code 1159s that they're not showing.
Wait, I'm
30,
confused. Wait, they made a 38 Royal Oak, and what's the 37?
wait,
Wait, no, I'm sorry, did I
excuse
mishear
me.
something?
Yeah, the 37 millimeter Royal Oak Offshore is not a new release. Okay, you're right. All right, I was like, I've seen this watch before. All right, so the Royal Oak is not a new release. Is this Code 1159 a new release? You tell me, producer Vimal. I know
No,
for sure
well, what was
the
37? Was it the one with the diamond bezel that we were looking at,
yeah, it
right?
was just Salmon Offshore. I don't like.
Ah, gotcha,
Yeah, I
gotcha.
was like, I feel like I've sold this, not sold it, but I've interacted with this exact watch before at a Dubai Watch Week, as a matter of fact.
I think Vimal put the link into the chat for which one is the new one, unless that's what you just clicked.
No, no, I'm gonna pull it up here. What's going on, Ben 10? I seen Regina Hall at a recent tennis match. What's on everyone's wrist today? I have on my Tissot PRX, the green dial today, giving the chronographs a little bit of a break. Okay, so I guess the only new code 1159 is a perpetual calendar. Did some stone dials come out as well? The reporting on this is a little bit all over the
He
place.
said he put two more links, so maybe there are.
Because he's the best producer ever. And we're gonna pull those up. All right, so let's give judgment. Let's pass judgment first on this code 1159 perpetual calendar with the beautiful olive dial. Don't mind me messing things up here. There we go. So it's $110,000. Excuse me, $110,900. So 111, 38 millimeter, olive dial, rose gold case. I wish they didn't put it on this. What do you call these straps? Because they're not satin, but they're matte, but they're a little bit shiny. They're very lady leaning. Let's say that.
Man, it's an alligator strap, but I don't know what you mean. You're talking about the
But no,
hue of which
look
the
at the texture. Look at the texture. You
yeah.
see
I
how it's.
mean,
You know what I mean? It's not
yeah, it's like shiny, but it's not shiny. It's like gummy crock almost.
exactly. Ben 10 is wearing his JLC Polaris Chrono today. Very nice. We were just talking about Polaris Chronos.
It's hard to really like the problem I have, and it's like I
Excuse
know.
me. Brian Pipe says semi-gloss. That's exactly what it is. A
Yeah,
semi-gloss
that's a
strap.
good way to put it. Yeah, semi-gloss. Um, we're always clamoring for AP to step outside of the Royal Oaks, and they're trying to do something different with the Code 11s, but I just find it very hard to pay over $100,000 for a non-Royal Oak style watch. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't feel like they've done enough work in the Code 11 line to justify the price. Maybe I'm tripping. You can tell me otherwise, but I just feel like the price just seems absorbent. I know that it's a perpetual. I know it's gold. It just feels the price is so. I'll buy the longa for a similar price. Can I get a perpetual longa at a similar price?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? And somebody made this comment, I think yesterday in the chat, is like a perpetual Jorn is cheaper. It's still cheaper than most of these crazy watches that are coming out. Not this in particular, but like the prices aren't that crazy on certain pieces. But I think it's a lot of money. I think this is the cost of perpetuals today. It's a lot of scratch. It's a lot of scratch. Really quickly in the chat, CQ above 50K, it should be on precious metal bracelet. You can sell jewelry with leather strap. I think you're right, Vimal. I think if this was under 100,000, I think my feelings for this would be much different because I do like the color of the dial. I do think I'd probably take it off that strap if I was gonna wear it as a gentleman. I think it's great for a lady. But I think at 110, 111, before we talk, 111 before we start talking about sales tax becomes a little bit of a thing for me. SC says he's wearing a Calatrava while making pizza dough. What type of pizza are you making, SC? Tell the chat. Are you making the dough from scratch? How from scratch are you doing it? How hard is that? Dr. Kevin Moore is wearing his Vacheron Overseas 5420 silver dial. Very nice piece. Hope you're having a great day, Doctor. Glad to see you here. Without the price, this gets. I just want to see one thing. I think that moon phase is a stone. It looks like a sodalite moon phase or something. Without the price, I give this 60 Vimals. I think this is a good looking watch. I like that they made something a little bit smaller. The only thing I would change on this if it was a strap. But as somebody who's like a watch guy, if I had to scratch, this would be something I'd buy for my wife that she'd never wear for sure, just because I kind of like it. But with the price in consideration, 45.
I mean, the price has to be in consideration though. Like you can't separate the price from the watch, in my opinion, because
Well, on a secondary, you can. You know that's the problem. Is like this is not a watch that you run and buy, in my opinion. But I don't know. I need to see more live pictures to be honest with you. 'Cause I feel like this dial looks really good in person. But 111, you're talking close to 120 if you're picking it up in like California or New York or something like that. We could get a lot of watch.
yeah, it's 50 Vimals. 40,
50 Vilmos from G.
40 when I really think about the price for too long, but 50 in general, like just general.
Yeah. What's going on, chat vision? Hope all is well. Vimal says 60 Vimals. I think it's a good looking watch. The price is just, yeah. Wait, I want to make sure I'm using the right links here. Okay. I think there was some misinformation about the other Code 11s that were released. So then we have the 38 millimeter rose gold perpetual calendar. It doesn't have a price here, but I believe Time and Tide had a price for it. So I'll try to pull it up really quickly. It's going to be really hard to hate this, right? Because it's a 38 millimeter perpetual. It's something a lot of people who are looking for from them in the new variation for a long time. This is also their updated perpetual calendar where there are no pushers. Everything is operated from the crown. So that is a great adjustment and development. Diraj says, you don't find the QP layouts a bit cramped on the Royal Oak and Code. There it is tucked in tight. And this is a blown up picture. I think like if we see it on I think for some people it might be a little bit cramped, the Raj. But these smaller perpetuals have existed out there as well. So I think it's one thing that I think people are willing to make the sacrifice, even if it's a little bit scunched up. Brian Pipe says he's won a pre-owned Patek. He says a Patek 5140G had 55K, a Patek 5159G had 45K versus that Code at 110K. Let's pull that up. I think these are great questions. So the first one he said is, do you do 5140G? Versus the Code, right? We're not doing the Royal Oak. Versus the Code, you could do a 5140G, or even an R. To be honest with you, the R is where I'd go, right? For less than half the price, you can do a 5159G, which I don't think a lot of people would take this one above it because not everybody's down for this retrograde style. So this one it isn't going to win that race for everybody. For some, I used to sell these used to be close to 100. It's so insane. So insane. Or what's the last one you put there? Which one would you do? Would you do any of those over the Code 11?
I mean, the 51, I mean, that's what I was saying though. It's like I'd rather just get the Patek. You know what I'm saying? The 5140G over the 59 for me personally. But I like, what am I paying for? You know, like as I said before, Code 11. There's nothing that line has done that makes me feel justified in paying double what I would for a Patek. Um, I like 38 millimeters. Now I don't care for the whole perpetual calendar. So I guess that's why I'm going to be like flabbergasted at the price point when we find out what those 38 millimeters were. But the Patek all day, as far as that against the Code, I don't even think it's close. Now, yes, you're not getting a green dial. You're not getting
But
something
look at this
that's
brown dial, bro. Like 43.5. Gotham traded NYC, probably 47th Street, guys. I could probably get this. I wouldn't be afraid to say I could get this at 38,000 on a wire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I gotta use pushers. This is a gorgeous watch, you know? It would be very, very hard for me as somebody, let's say if I was in a buy-in mood right now, even if I had all the capital, it'd be very, very hard for me to buy this at one. Let's call it 110. Let's say I picked it up in Delaware. For buy this at 110 versus this at like 38 plus a car, or plus a few other watches, good watches, not bad watches, good watches. I think it's really, really
You just
tough.
gotta really be in the AP. Like if you're a real
Yes.
big AP person, then yeah, and there's some people who it doesn't matter what they make, they're gonna support.
I'm just trying to get the prices for those Royal Oak perpetuals. Let's go to the chat. PP just does it right. Although I only prefer Calatrava's Ben 10, I think they do Calatrava's Excellente SC Lexus 3940, which I think is a great example of a piece to pick up. And one piece that I always go back to, as something that has been such consistent in its valuation, that has been slowly been trending up, even during COVID and everything, slowly but surely, the 3940, no matter what the variation, has been steadily climbing. Look, these are in the 60s for yellow gold, bro. You could have picked these up before COVID, right? You could have got the non-Roman, the nicer ones, like these in the 40s all day, and now they're just going up, and it's a little bit smaller than 5140, but this is the this is like one of their like just iconic modern perpetual counters. So again, this all day, you get a piece of horological history, a beautiful looking watch over a coat all day, and a little bit more wearable as well. And let's just go. All right, guys, let's give ratings on this Royal Oak. Let me pull up the price. So we are looking at 1159 perpetual calendar, 82.5 Swiss franc. No way.
What?
So according to Time and Tide, the price for the Royal Oak perpetual calendar in pink gold is 122,500 Swiss franc. So if we were to take that at direct conversion, that's so much. This is $153,000 for the pink gold, and then for steel, 108.
We're losing recipes. AP will is literally shooting themselves in the foot. I'm sorry. Why am I paying more for less? Is that, I mean, I guess it's the whole thin thing, right?
Yeah, it is funny, but the reason why you pay more for less, it's harder to make something like
No,
a
I know.
movement smaller. But there's no reason why so much more for
But
for
but
less.
like you and the chat said, they made a complication and they crammed it into a dial that's smaller than usual. Like there's so many red flags in my opinion because it's like, all right, so like you guys were saying, it's kind of tucked in there. It's a little bit less legible than the typical perpetual. But then it's like, but we did all this R&D so that we can make it fit on this micro plate. It's like choose your battles once again in today's world. AP just showing us they don't care about the consumer. Maybe you were right, CQ. Maybe you were always right. Or were you a proponent of AP? I forget now.
No, I mean I always loved AP, but in recent years I just seen what they've been doing as a business, and I don't care for it. I don't care for I just don't hear of anybody having a really good experience, and you just keep seeing new Royal Oaks and more expensive watches. This for 153,000, I guess. I'm trying to think in my head if this was a Patek now live. I guess, but
I mean, that's the thing. It's like this is the retail price. So what's the Nautilus perpetual?
Primal says CQ. What are the odds these movements break? Higher than low, you know. I take the over, not the under. They're newer movements, right? They're newer movements with a new technology. So they're gonna be quirks. There's always quirks in the first round. It's not to say it's gonna be unreliable, but things break and things will happen. And we've always heard issues of AP, and we know what the price is for the service. And Diraj, the CEO, was not shown the door. Apparently, those are just rumors by Miss Tweed, but let's see what happens in 6 months. Let's see what happens is in 6 months. JCQ is on the AP fence, and it depends who's asking. I'm not on the fence with AP. New AP, I don't agree with. Buying an AP new, I do not agree with. I don't agree with the experience. I don't agree with the watches that they release. I don't agree with their messaging. I don't agree with a lot of things they do. The heart and soul of AP and up until when I 2015, 2016, I love. I think there's no other brand who captured the spirit of youth, luxury, strength. They served so many different model lines, and they did a lot of amazing things. And just in the past 10 years, they just narrowed themselves into only a Royal. When I started my career, Royal Oaks were discounted. You know what I'm saying? Like when 15400s came out, it was a good watch, but it wasn't, So now in this world that we're in now, I'm not a fan of AP. But I can't say I never liked AP. I can't say I wouldn't buy this watch under 100,000 because I would. Maybe not the 38 millimeter, but I just think at 153, I'd rather just go kiss some independent's ass and have them make something for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I give this watch 50 V miles. I think it's a good watch. I think it's a cool watch. But I think if we're judging it new, not secondary, and if a client asks me if they should pull the trigger on it, I would be 50-50. Therefore, I'm giving it 50 V miles.
I mean, it looks nice. 55, I guess.
That's a nice looking watch, 55. A lot of the negativity on the watch isn't going to be from the looks of the watch. It's just going to be from the price. Genji said low, only 50 V miles. Oh, Jen, I think there's a watch we wanted to ask you about. Let's talk about this AP real quick. Then we ask her. Oh, 111 for the. Yeah, because the conversion. Yeah, the conversion. So I guess they just didn't have the price on the rose gold, because having 153 next to this just looks outrageous. So they let it go for this. So 111,000. I think. How much is a 5740? One second. I just gotta calibrate my before I start. So now here's the question. Do you think a Patek Perpetual is worth more than an AP Perpetual? Because the 5740 is 170, but it's white gold. So then it makes the rose gold being at 153 not so crazy. So is it just that all prices are too high, in my opinion? Am I just thinking with the round wallet?
I mean, I prefer Paddock to AP, especially if we're talking about complications. Like personally, me, when I think about AP, I just like Vimal joked about the movement breaking. I just prefer to just get something time only and just deal with the date breaking than having to worry about an entire calendar. No, it's the Paddock. I don't care. I'll pay the premium on the Paddock personally.
Genji makes a great point. On the APs, this is the new movement. No pushers. Everything's done from the crown. That is a big achievement. And it does make your use of life of the watch a much different situation. So maybe that's just the price of watches these days. Maybe things are just there, you know. I do wish that a steel perpetual would be under 100,000. I feel like that's a rule. You should keep your steel perpetual under 1,000. Vimont asked, "What's more prestigious, the Nautilus Perpetual or the Royal Oak?" I'd say the Nautilus. Right now, the way the brand is being protected and held, this does more for you on the wrist versus having this on the wrist, right? If I'm closing business deals, if I'm trying to work in, if I'm in certain rooms, they just do different things, in my opinion. So in a weird world, I think this is worth it, and I think the Royal Oak is not. But that's just me in my wacky luxury math brain. But I wish there was a steel offering under 100,000. I just, and again, this is right now how they're marketing it is towards ladies, and I don't see many ladies buying this versus a big gold Bulgari, big gold Cartier piece, something special like that. I guess that's where I guess I wonder because it's an ice blue, right? It's not even just like a normal steel blue perpetual. So it's not, so it's not, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in my head. I don't know.
I mean, I you when you're not gonna get sympathy from me because like I'm looking at things more from an aesthetic purpose. So like Gen G made some great points, but like for me with no pushes, like okay, like whatever, like great points. R&D, whatever, still doesn't really move the needle for me. I take the Nautilus.
I love this marketing much more better than the kids on the beach, by the way. So AP, if somebody who works there happens to listen to this, keep paying this marketing agency. This is way better than what was happening a few months ago. So thumbs up from CQ. Cup of Noodles says greetings from California. Glad to finally catch you guys live. We're glad you can catch us live. Cup of Noodles. Cup of Noodles. What's your favorite cup of noodles? I like that extra spicy with the little chicken one. I don't know. Is it budak? I like that. I got hip to that in the Middle East. All right, let's get off of APs. I think these are cool watches, but the prices are they're up there. But I think it's good to see more stuff coming out. Very interesting the timing of it all, but that might just be coincidence. If you guys believe in such things, we do have some more releases that I wanted to talk about. We got these two beautiful Grand Seiko pieces, but before we get on that, there's a new Ressence, and I thought this was very interesting when I saw it on my Instagram feed. This is a new Ressence Type 9 in a collaboration with the Armory, which is owned by Mark Cho. They do very nice things, a lot of clothing and other men's stuff over there. And this is the first Ressence with a fluted bezel. So I just wanted to get everybody's opinion. A collaboration with menswear retailer The Armory yields a surprisingly dapper TNARM with a salmon-colored dial and a fluted bezel. Vimal said I missed the code Terp Stone dial. Let me pull that up. I was
I'm not a
confused.
fan of this Resonance. I'm with
I
Watch
think
Addict on this one.
they fluted it a little too much. They overfluted, I think.
Well, just goes back to like, what am I even fucking looking at? Like that's the one thing about Resonance is that like they have like cool, quirky things on the dial that make you feel like you're kind of dealing with some kind of new age company doing cool things. This just looks like some weird old quorum shit. I'm just fucking good on this one.
Does it give you flashbacks of like an old Corum Bubble, one of those old Corum
Yeah, but
Bubbles
like
you had to
people would
swept?
buy those. Nobody's gonna buy this piece of shit. I'm sorry. I
No, no,
think
no. People will people will buy.
you're right. People
That's
will
the
buy
thing.
it, but I'm with everybody. Like the fluted bezel just takes away from the vibe of what Resonance is. Like it just maybe they could have made it less pronounced, and maybe it's because it's so pronounced that it's just like, what were you trying to do here? I just
So what it looks like is it just basically copied an old Turnograph bezel, right?
like a
That is
Thunderbird, not even a
yeah,
fucking regular,
exactly.
like the
Yeah.
oldest of the old, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna bring vintage back with a new flair," and it's just like not doing it. It's like it's like seeing like that super like the 80-year-old man with the 22-year-old hot wife, and it's just like something's not adding up here. Somebody's not really happy.
Somebody is not really happy. All right, got those codes set up. Yeah, I don't know. And I didn't, when I looked at it earlier on Instagram, I didn't really look too deeply on the dial, but it is a cleaned up dial compared to other Ressence. So what we're experiencing here, like, see, this picture just looks so much better than this one.
Watch
Like
Addict
they,
says the dial looks like women's makeup foundation. And wait, women's makeup
well,
thing, the
when they,
foundation. But I mean,
yeah.
like, no, that's what I'm saying. It looks like foundation, like when they're like it just something about this is just like this is supposed to be
Oh, so their little loom dots in here, a little paint. I don't know if it's loom, but it's very much like a Rolex Thunderbird.
just
So it's so funny. I was thinking that too, Vimal. Vimal says this looks like they polished this looks like they polished the Siddiqui limited edition Ressence. So they did a couple limited edition Ressence with Siddiqui that has like a sand colored dial, and this does look like they took that same dial and just twerked it, but theirs looks way better. Ressence.
it's the fluted bezel, man. Because I feel like if it had just like the domed, we would let it fly, but it's just too much changes from what we typically see from resins for me. And for that reason, I'm out.
For that reason, he is out. What say you, chat? Let's get a price, and then I want a VMAL rating. $19,000. So this is going to be 39 millimeters, grade 5 titanium. Not too bad. 19 stacks or something fun. I'm going to pull up the Siddiqui. Yeah. So these are the Dubai Wachuk editions, and they've done a couple. And my favorite would have to be this one. Can you guys see it? So what they did here is this. Let's just visit this page. So they did one of the cushion case size Ressence pieces, and they used basically went off of Middle Eastern architecture, and that's how they get the different cutouts they use. It's a semi-skeletonized dial. It's still Ressence. You still have your hours, your power reserve, your thermometer. You still have all those things, hours, minutes. But I think this, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful Ressence pieces. And I thought when they made this a few years back, I thought they were just like on their way to keep doing things like this. Because this piece to me is just gorgeous, gorgeous.
I mean,
Let me
this
get
doesn't
to
even look like the watch we were looking at before. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I feel like it's so jarring when you look at the fluted bezel thing that we were looking at. It doesn't look like a resonance. It looks like it lost its DNA.
yeah, something there seems a little bit forced. Here's another really good one they did for the UAE. Like, look at this is fire, fire. They did some really really good ones for the UAE, in multiple different variations. Let's go to the chat really quickly. Got 23 people in there. Amazing. Upvote, upvote, upvote. Brandon Pipe says we need a link for Bill Belichick. Wait, let's go here. John D. For that reason, Jay is a legendary shark. I agree. Chris DDS says there's just too much dead space on the dial of this piece, which I agree. Johnny O says the bezel looks like a crushed bear bottle cap. Yeah. That was Johnny O. John D says the karate chop hand on the dial is a signal, not sure of what, but it is it is a signal. And Watch Addict says the Siddiqui edition is given luxury Arab vibe, which is very, very appropriate. Looks inspired from Middle Eastern wind tower in the Old Town area of Dubai. I think you're absolutely on the money there. Watch Addict, who is, congrats again on getting your driver's license. Yeah, these look way better than this. So let us pass judgment.
Or like 35, 30. It's like the worst thing we've seen in a long time.
Even a fence sitter like me really can't get to 50 V miles on this. The bezel just, I could get I could give you the negative space. I don't like it, but we could have talked. But that bezel is just not my, except in this picture. In this picture, I love the bezel. but I know this is not what we've seen enough beat up turnograph bezels to know what happens, titanium or
Oh,
not.
God forbid you have to fucking polish this thing.
Polish what? A titanium fluted bezel?
Oh, I didn't
New
even
bezel.
realize it was fucking titanium. Jesus
Polish
Christ.
what, brother? I mean, I'm sure that people who charge you the amount of the bezel to polish it, but like, no. I do like the price though, 40 Vimals for me on this one. Vimal himself says the bezel destroyed the watch, and for this reason, he gives 25 Vimals. Watch addict agrees and feels that even 25 Vimals is generous. I like Mark Cho though, so I'm giving a friend boost in there. The, the karate chop hand. And now I can't. Oh, the karate chop hand. Oh, now I get
Well,
it.
yeah, you didn't get. He meant the.
I'm like, what is he talking about?
Come on, man. Get with the program.
Oh man. All right, let's talk about some Grand Seikos, things that we rarely do on this show, but they do they do deserve the love. Oh man. Oh no. Let's do what the producer says. Do what the producer says. So we did not cover three beautiful, I must say, Code 1159s that have entered the chat, along with the perpetual calendars. Genji asked, "What question did we have for you?" The question I had for you, Genji, was on this Trilo piece that Jay doesn't like too much, right?
Well, I
Genji is
mean, after seeing
our
the Resonance, this one looks like a fucking walk in the
kills the
park.
resins, kills it. This is a little bit cheaper, I think. Genji's our resident watchmaker slash watchmaker training, by the way. And so she's the one we're gonna ask this question for. So Genji, Jay does not like that most of the inner workings of the watch are here, covered by a main plate. Could this have been done exposing the workings of the watch, and how much more difficult would that have been to achieve? Diraj says, sorry to repeat, did you guys did see the new reverse enamels, right? Um,
I
the
don't
the
think we
one with
covered it today.
no, not today. The one with the Persian. I'll pull it up in the back. Are you talking about the one with the Persian drawings or no, Diraj? Genji said, yes, it's possible, and it would just have more bridge work. So
Mm.
meaning, yes, Jay, they could have made the watch more like you've liked. Thank you, Genji. So probably more money for finishing, but it'd be a more expensive watch.
Yeah.
This is still the best shot with that watch, by the way. Thank you, Genji, our
Thank you.
resident
Thank you
watchmaker.
very much, Genji. Thank you.
Diraj, I want to pull that up in a second. Let me do the Grand Sickos. Wait, who has real pictures? Let's give the Pearsons real pictures. Of course, monochrome has. We got two new Grand Seikos on the block. And first, we're going to talk about the new Grand Seiko Moonlit Birch. They're having fun with these dials. This is a beautiful dial. So it's a blue dial with a little bit of the birch effect, but almost looks like you're looking into the night's ocean. You know, one of those like the moon is just hitting the water, and this just goes to prove. Like I can see St. Thomas. I can see at nighttime in St. Thomas, a little less light. I think this is beautiful. Thank you, Diraj, for dropping that link. And do remember, friends, if you have a wrench by your name, you're a mod, so you can always you can always drop a link in there. This thing's pretty.
Yeah, it's a very nice piece. They always, I mean, we were talking about this with the Orlando Watch company that Seiko knows how to make dials. Like they are probably one of the better of the brands in making dials. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Especially for the price point that they give these dials out at or sell these dials for. I don't think anybody does it better. 'Cause they're commercial in production, right? They're not making, hey, we're gonna do 10 birch styles, we're gonna do 10 snowflakes. They're doing thousands of these watches, and every snowflake I picked up, I liked. Every season style I picked up, I was just like, wow, this. It feels like this could have been in a paddock or something like that. You know, that's the level of the quality of the dial, and even their case finishing really, I don't give Grand Seiko enough love because most of my career I just didn't sell the brand. Honestly, on the secondary market, when you enter that realm for the first time, the consumers are much more educated than you, right? And they love their Grand Seiko. So like when you end up just when you sell 20 Rolexes, Omegas, Breitlands, etc., and then you sell one Grand Seiko and you're not very versed on it, the type of reactions times you get are very not so good. So it made me like, I like Grand Seiko, but I never talk about it, I never lean into it. But they do make amazing, amazing watches. Ben 10 says Grand Seiko is fire, but once I have one, I don't want another one. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. This is a good. There are a lot of good ones to have with Grand Seiko. Like I could have a birch style. I could do a Godzilla. I could do. There's a few of them where I could say this is my one. Like this, honestly, I'd probably change the strap just because of me. But I think this is a beautiful watch. I just want to check how much. 10,200 euros. This is 39 millimeter stainless steel brushed with the Zuratsu polish indices, hand-on movement. Dr. Kevin Moore says, watch I own a Grand Seiko SBGY026. It is stunning and the movement is gorgeous. John D says, when you think about the beat rate and see 8 hertz from Chopard or 10 hertz from Breguet, is this 36,000 really high beat when you think about it? So it's high beat in the terms of what like the original like benchmarks are, because I think the Zen El Primero movement, the original one, that's also considered a high beat movement, and that's been around for a long time, right? So I think there's just different variations. It's like ice cream. There's premium. There's all these different levels. I think it just comes into terminology, which is why I like the COSC. You heard they're doing more. They're investing in doing different chronometry competitions and things like that to let people know a little bit more. What are we paying for accuracy? Vimal says CQ money has no value. 12K for a Grand Seiko, 150K for AP. Soon it will be 5K for a G-Shock. Yeah, this is what happens when the consumers don't hold the brands to any type of benchmark, and you let the brands do whatever they want to do, and then so the end of all of this is the beginning of all of this. The end of all of this, discounts, closeouts. The beginning of all of this, discounts and closeouts. Jay, retired guy, remembers. When we started in this world, it was all about closeouts and Joma shop type things, and you're every dealer you go into, you're getting discounts. And now people aren't discounting on Breitlands and things like that. So things are getting interesting, but that's what's gonna happen because the prices are too wacky, and it doesn't make sense. I'm not saying this doesn't make sense, but 10,000 is a little bit high, but I do think it's a good looking watch. But I don't know. What's our judgment?
Wait, this is a $10,000 watch. I mean, it's a 65. I like their dials.
Ten thousand two hundred euro.
It,
So it's an $11,000 watch.
if this wasn't a Japanese watch, we make the argument that, with the dial and everything and how great the movement is, this is a $15,000 watch. But because it's Japanese, we get a little hoity-toity. 65, 70.
Jay says 65. Gen G says 70. I'm gonna agree with Gen G on this. I think this is a 70 VMAL watch. I would spend my own money. I'd want a little bit of discount, but I do think this is a gorgeous watch. I do think I have a lot of fun with this watch. I think it's a right shade of blue where it goes with pretty much everything, and I feel like I could take this on a 1 week trip and have a lot of fun. Watch Addict says retired watch guy Jay is like Brad Pitt's character from The Big Short. He knows it. He knows it's all going to zero, but he can't help himself off the game. That is exactly. Anytime you're not on, I'm gonna put Brad Pitt's character from this show, cause that is exactly who you are. It's like you don't want to do it, but you're gonna pick up the phone and you're gonna you're gonna make the calls. You'll do it, but like you're trying to get out of it, and I'm dragging you back in. All right, so that one's a really good one. Then we have a new Grand Seiko Sunrise Tentograph Limited Edition SLG 006. Now the tentographs, the chronos are not for everybody. This is the other side of Grand Seiko that like
What's Can you explain what the tentograph is? Because I feel like I remember, but I don't.
I think a tentograph means that the second hand you could do a tenth of a second with it. I'm pretty sure.
Jeez.
Released in 2023, the Tentograph was Grand Seiko's first ever mechanical chronograph. I know it sounds a Brown 60. Blah, 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 blah. The Tentograph combined update design. I don't know. It's
You
a
sound like
chronograph.
ChatGPT when I ask it to read some shit I don't understand.
Well, because I just
No, like because the ChatGPT will like start reading like
see,
search turn.
and this is why Grand Seiko guys don't like me because I don't know. I don't know. I
No,
don't
it's
care.
it. Look, the watch looks
I do
cool,
care.
but I know that it's gonna be very expensive just because it looks expensive, and Seiko's they typically don't look expensive. What? Let's just go straight to the price for once. Just for once. Just for
All right.
once. Since you're not gonna get down in the nitty gritty with the
I'm
specifications.
trying. I'm reading, but it's not.
No,
telling
dude,
me
my
why it's
eyes
called
already gone
Tentograph.
in the back of my head looking at the fucking specs too. So I completely.
23,000 euros, limited to 300 pieces, 43.2 millimeter case, 15.3 millimeters in height, grade 5 titanium case with Zeratsu polishing, very accurate.
So I'm guessing the movement's better than the Daytona. But like, if you had access to buying a steel Daytona at retail, are you really going with the Seiko over the Daytona?
So at this price, at 23,000 euro, you can get a pre-owned Daytona. You know what I mean? For not much more. Fimal says, and why would you need to time a tenth of a second? No, babe, no, babe, it was definitely more than 2 minutes. Look at my watch. I timed it. Hey, man, I don't know about you, but those Olympic races, they got, sometimes you need your
I don't think he was
measurements.
timing a race.
Hey,
But
whatever he's timing, sometimes you need your measurements
I
now.
just always think
Sometimes
of the Missy Elliott song, I don't want no 1 minute man, and this watch is not
I am
for
1 minute and a 10th second. That's
on
what
the
you gotta tell
10th
her. Is like,
second.
yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, that 10th, that counts
Ludacris
for
was
something.
definitely wearing this watch in that video, for sure.
I think this is a good looking watch.
Yeah,
I
the
think it's
dial is really
beautiful.
cool. I like the sub dials, kind of have like a zenith thing going. Where am I wrong in saying that almost like different colors? Well, at least the
Yeah,
second counter.
the
Like
3 o'clock is more of a rose, and this is more. These are more chocolate.
it's very well thought out, but I can't justify paying that much money for a Grand Seiko. I guess I just became a xenophobe once I saw the price.
Yeah, it's what happens. Beautiful dial. Everything's beautiful about it beyond the price. Watch Addict says you'll be trying to convince people for the rest of your life if you get the Tenograph over the Daytona. It's actually better than a Daytona.
Brian the Pipe asked, "What? How much is the watch?" It's 22.5 euros, so it's probably a
Yeah,
little bit.
maybe I read wrong because that did seem a little. No, no, no.
No, it's limited to
Re-
300 pieces, so it makes sense.
23,000 euros.
23,000.
High beat movement, Brian the Pipe. For grade 5 titanium, Zeratsu polishing.
And like Dr. Kevin Moore makes a great point. He says, I don't sell my watches, so I would definitely take the Tenograph. I don't have much use for attraction with the Daytona, although I do have a two-tone Daytona 126503.
Good
Um,
watch.
so I mean, like, yeah, if you really only care about dope specs and like want a watch that just many people are not gonna have on the wrist, then of course you're gonna go with this Grand Seiko, especially if you don't plan on trading the watch. It's a nice watch, and I'm guaranteed it's punching very well over its weight as far as movement is concerned. But it's just like you got to be really into that stuff, which maybe Dr. Kevin Moore is.
I think a lot of people are. I think if you love it, you love it. definitely try to get a discount on it. I would give this because it's a beautiful looking watch, right? Like if there was a titanium Daytona with this same colorway, it would be like crazy. 65 miles. I don't know why, but I like it. If you're into it, I think it's a good watch. I could see myself, if I was willing to spend it, enjoying this watch a lot. Byron Pipe says 23,000, a hard no way for me, dog. Jen G says gotta have that jujitsu polish. I agree. I agree. The jujitsu is strong in this one. And she says Brian is a party pooper. Dr. Kevin Moore says movement, finishing, and handcrafting, etc. And I do agree. I think that's worth a lot. But I do think you should know what you're getting. Meaning like Dr. Kevin knows what he's getting. He knows what he's appreciating. He knows what he likes. He knows what he wants. And I think that's good when you're spending this type of scratch. I think there are a lot of people who might read an article and just jump on it, and I don't think that's the piece to do it with. Wait, did we not talk about the Co 11? Did I ADHD on you guys? I think I did. So let's talk about the Co 1159 flying tourbillons. We got 3 different stone dials, because I definitely did brain fart on you guys. A beautiful yellow gold malachite dial. Then you have a rose gold. I want to say that a lapis lazuli dial. No, sodalite. Ooh, sodalite dial. And then you have this beautiful, which I believe is going to be a white gold with a ruby root dial, heart of ruby dial. I think this is where the Code 11s really shine, is their time only format. I think at its heart, the Code 1159 is a platform for expressions of dials, whether it be stone dials, painted dials, enamel dials, textured dials, whatever. I think that's what they should use and really embrace with the Code 1159s. Just very unique aesthetics through the dials. I don't think you need a tourbillon on it, because the tourbillon just turns this into like an insane price. Let me see if I can find it. Jen G says, I wonder how many dials they cracked drilling those 2 damn holes. A bunch, for sure. And for people to know, this is going to be a solid stone, piece of stone. They're going to cut it into a disc. Then they're going to have to put a smaller drill to cut this. Then they're going to have to put a smaller drill to cut the hole for the hands. And these are not going to be the thickest slices of stone, because they need to fit on a dial. So there's going to be a slim slither of stone that you're drilling big holes into. Many definitely are cracked. Stone dials and stone working is very hard. And, if you want to have some fun, go look at some older Rolex day dates and put a good loop on them. Those stone dial day dates, you'd be amazed how many cracked stone dials are out there being passed around. But you'd have to look so hard to find the cracks on them. Let me just see if I can get a price on the. Okay, so 140,000 Swiss franc. 140,000 Swiss franc. So if we do our calculations.
The thing is, it just goes back to like
$175,000. Genji says, "Oh yeah, those Rolex are crazy." Oh man, the same type of person buy it, right? So 100 and
it just goes back to like, and the thing I can think of is what I'm going through in my field of anime, and there's like this thing called Demon Slayer, and there's not going to be any more seasons. It's only movies. So I'm going to be forced to go pay for a ticket to go watch a movie that they could have made into seasons. And when I see a tourbillon on a stone dial, time only, 200 grand about, it's just like you're just forcing me to pay for some things that I don't want, man. What do you think this watch would go for without the tourbillon?
it'd be hard to justify it. Look, because like if you go to a normal Core 1159, right? And this is the issue that we have right now is all these brands are
Gen G says 30K without the turb. That so you're saying the Tourbillon is worth 100 grand,
yeah.
or like is AP envisioning that the Tourbillon is worth 100 grand?
No, let's see, because they should have a precious metal time only piece. All right, so boom. So rose gold with a blue dial.
Yukon Black. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I'm back. So $37,200, right? Rose gold blue dial. So if they just put a stone dial on it, the highest they could do, without being really really crazy, would be probably around, probably around 60 if it's just
But
time only.
but it goes back to like what does it cost to make this without the Tourbillon? Like is are these stone
So
dials?
the stone is hard. The stone is hard because you want to
Yes,
make more than one.
the
So that
stone work
there's
is hard.
difficulty. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
but that doesn't answer the question. How much does it cost to make this watch? Like even with the Tourbillon, what is the markup? The markup is probably so fucking crazy because they already have the Tourbillon. They already have the only thing that they really did was the dial. Am I correct in saying that? Because it's not like they remade
Correct.
a movement for this watch. So it always goes back to like fucking Panera making a new sandwich. Well, they just used the ingredients they had at the goddamn store and they added a sauce. So the sauce on this shit is a stone dial. Um it's a hard no for me. This is disgusting. I'm sorry. The price makes this fucking ridiculous. 100 grand maybe, maybe 95. But tell me, how much do you think, chat, tell me, how much do you think it cost them to make this watch? Given that they already have the Tourbillon, the stone is probably the most expensive thing, correct?
Yeah, it is. It is. So is whatever the labor is to get the stone done, getting the
Is
stones
it
in.
10, 20K, 30, 30K, 35?
It's probably like an extra 10.
No, no. So I'm saying to make this watch,
Like
um,
compared to what they have now, right? If you, to compare the tourbillon version of this, like you're just making a dial, um, 10, 10, 15 max. Like I'm
to
sure
make
much
the
less.
entire watch though, with your, I'm saying, like, let's say you use the Tourbillon that you have already,
Oh, you like you're making everything, everything,
making
everything.
everything, making it. I want to hear the total cost. Is it 35K to make that
Yeah,
watch?
probably 35, 35,
So
40.
then I'm paying almost an X to get into this watch. Why?
Because it's AP and it's limited. But that's their selling point as well. It's not my selling point. It's literally
But this is
that's
also
the selling
like,
point.
in my opinion, the worst line. It's not a fucking Royal Oak. So it's just
Yeah, but in their eyes, this is the new, this is the fresh, this is the emerging, this is the So you're absolutely right in your way of thinking because it's like wouldn't have
Julius
these
Caesar says it's not 35K. I'm guessing he thinks it's. I'm interested to
it,
see.
it's it is much less because like okay let's do real math right. Let's just
Yeah,
find
we're
out for
doing boy math here.
yeah
Nah, it's
because
not
like so like
3.5 either, John T. Come on.
no because like 37 to so let's 37 to if you're a dealer. This isn't the terms. It's like it's not good, but like 37 to minus 65%. So this watch costs them less than 13,000 to make for sure, right? So the tourbillon, everything like that, probably under 20. Like real cost without the marketing and all the other things is under 30,000 for sure, for sure. And again, the tourbillons are things they've had lying around, and the reason why all these brands love using tourbillons is that it's the best. This costs a lot of money,
That
type
shit's
of
so
thing.
stupid, bro. I'm sorry. Like, no, sorry, Tan. Not the tourbillons are stupid, but the way that they are used in watches. Like the fact that companies are just like, we just will stick this in there and it can justify an additional 40 to 50K. It's like having what is it that everybody used to get removed? You don't need your tonsils. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a fucking tourbillon. But then it's like, oh well, we'll throw it in there and we charge you extra 50K. I don't know. Can we stop talking about this?
I mean, it's the last thing before.
You're right.
Oh man, do we rate him?
I mean, they're less than 25 for me. I just and that's mainly based off of like the fact that we just sat here, broke it down, and we could probably make this watch for 25K, and they are just blowing this out of the water.
If we wanted to make this watch, we could make this watch for under 35,000. We could find a tourbillon, a Swiss tourbillon. The dial we figure out. The hardest part would probably be we'd have to buy 5 dials to make it work. But like,
John D said
it
it's
could be
best. The
done.
flying tourbillon is the least robust variant of the tourbillon, coming from a brand notorious for brittle movements. Like,
Like stale sugar cookies. Oh man, Diracha's standard pricing structure has to be 15x considered AP that's A and P dead stock. Correct. Like the real production costs are super low on all of these watches, but when you put in everything else, there does have to be a markup. But still, the markups seem to have been stretching since the pandemic, and they seem to be stretching to a place where if this is where we are now, what happens after the price increase that might happen, right? With these brands due to tariffs. If there is no price increase, there's still going to be if there is no price increase due to tariffs, there's still going to be a price increase next year in 2027. So you tell me we're going to wake up and this will be a 225, 215 type watch? It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Chenji says the watch itself gets 50 V miles for me, and she loves the ruby version the best. The price get 5 V miles. I'd agree to that. I think without the price, these are actually great watches. I think in person, I love these watches. I think if I see somebody who's wearing them, I'll be like, oh, these are really, really cool watches. But then as I sober up and I think about the price they spent on it, then I'd be like, I hope you got everything else you wanted from them as well. What's going on, Dukers of Ressence and bro, you got micros and indies doing lapis dials under 2K. That is very, very true. Somebody else said, somebody was saying something. Okay, Watch Addict says apparently lapis lazuli isn't very expensive or rare stone anymore. A lot of scarcity marketing or hype. Dr. Kevin Moore says that's what Tim Masso was saying. Also, I've been hearing rumors about it. I haven't dug too deep into it, but there is a thing going on with stone dials and stones and crystals in general, where there's a lot of fake stone, real stone, a lot of things going on like that, not just in the watch world, but all over. And the prices seem to be having like a weird little fluctuation as well. But, inherently, these aren't the rarest things in the world. And, just like this is a hardest a ruby, this wouldn't be something you'd put in in jewelry. Right? You see all the inclusions, you see all the veins there. This is something that works for a watch or something where you're going to use a big piece. If you were to put this in a small piece, it looks very, very cloudy. But on watches, they look really, really, really good. Anyways, guys, we've done a little bit over an hour. And you guys have been amazing. It's been a great chat. I think we've averaged over 20 people for the whole time of this show. You guys are the best. Do me a favor and upvote. We'll be back tomorrow for Thursday. Not sure exactly what we'll talk about, but I'm sure something will pop up. Remember, if you have a topic you want us to talk about, drop it in the chat. I always see those. Or come back, leave us leave a comment on the video. Do me a favor, give us a like before you head out. Let's look to the chats one more time. Dr. Kevin Moore says, more when JLC does a tourbillon, it's a different story. True. I mean, that's a whole different level of tourbillon. That's actually that's a good, we're going to use that topic, Dr. Kevin, because we should really talk about the different levels of complications from different brands and what's worth. Is a GLC perpetual worth more than an X perpetual, than an X tourbillon? I think that's a good versus we should do. Duke of Ressence says, J and Q, we smoking on that Ressence fluted dial pack tonight. We smoking heavy on that, man. But I feel bad because I like Mark Cho and I like the Armory, and I feel like even he knows he shouldn't have put the fluted The fluted bezel on that watch. John D says, CQ and J, you guys are the best. Have a great rest of the day. You have a great day. Rest of the day, John D. Shout out to you, Johnny O, Duke of Rissington, Dr. Kevin Moore, Diraj S says that Rolex Eisenkaiser was wild. If you want something offbeat, love the Eisenkaiser. Might cover that. Let's do a Stone that episode. Maybe do that as well. Shout out to Diraj, Jen G, John D. Who else am I missing here? Duke of Rissington, Abdul R. Watches, Trap Vision, Julius Caesar, Pac Eldridge was here, Brian the Pipe. Hope all is well, brother. Who else did I miss? Watch Attic was in here as well. Of course, the best producer in all of Watch YouTube, producer Vimal, Ben 10. Let's go back. Let's see. I think even Cup of Noodles. Yeah, Cup of Noodles. The only people we're missing is like Watch Crime. We did have SE. We need a Puli side in so we can get the full German Confederation. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much. You guys make it so easy to do this, and we love coming on. It's the best part of the day, honestly. Right now is about the meetings and chasing people down and things like that. So I really love it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow. Retired Guy Jay, words of wisdom for the people.
I see a lot of people are asking what kind of watches Jay likes. Jay likes the type of watches they can buy and sell for a profit. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of doing a Jay show. It would be very fun. Um, I think those AP Code 11s would be worth what they're worth if they were made out of mithril. That's my words of wisdom. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
This is the new the retired guy style of watch. He's just looking at the new AP. He's looking at the new AP. He's looking at the new Apple Watches. Shout out Goldfinger as well, my brother from Paradise. And remember, if you need truly, truly independent watch advice, check out CQthewatchguy.com. You'll see all my services. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out.